Right, hi guys, welcome to episode 12 of Total Carping. You see us today return to Thorpe Fishery. I'm with one of my mates, Joe. Unfortunately, Josh couldn't make it tonight because he's been playing basketball. Joe's not really a fisherman and he doesn't really fish as much as me and Josh do. He has done it occasionally in the past, so he's got bits and pieces borrowed off me and Josh. Basically, 24 hours just in a search of a few fish. We've already had one fish. I had it on my right hand rod. It's taken us ages to get set up today, getting the rigs right. We've been told small hook baits down here at the moment, so I've got 12mm TNT on, tipped off with little bits of colour and stuff like that, and we've got a pop-up each on one rod, a 12mm pop-up pink, just fish KD style. So yeah, hopefully we'll have a few fish. It's a bit late, so we haven't been able to film because we've been setting up and the rain's held it off. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have a few tonight, and hopefully Joe will have one of his first ever carp. So right guys, yeah, this is my swim. It's peg number 42. Basically, I'll just quickly discuss where my rods are. I've got a left hand rod. Basically, I don't know if you can see that, but there's 3 sets of reeds over there, and I've been told by the bailiff that I can fish the right hand side set of reeds. That's obviously my far bank side marker. I'm fishing probably, I'd say, 80 yards out onto a gravel bar that runs from the tip of this island to an island that's on my right hand side. Basically, felt the leg go down pretty good. I had to scale down my leaders, make them a little bit shorter, and put a slightly heavier lead on to get out there. But it's pretty comfortable now. We had a few nightmares with the wind earlier. It was making it a little bit difficult to catch my line, but yeah, we got over that because eventually the wind died down. But the right hand rod is probably, I'd say, a rod length to the right, maybe 2 rod lengths, and the left hand rod's the one with the pop up on, and the right hand rod's just a 12mm TNT tipped off a little white bit of fake corn. That just balances it out nicely, and that's the rod I had to run on. Basically, we're having a few problems with a floating weed bed that keeps wiping out our rods. We sort of get false indication where the bobbin will hit the top of the rod and then drop back down, and they're definitely not pickups because we've hit a few already, but now we're starting to realise when it's a full run and when it's not. I have also lost one. I lost it in the weed out there, but I think basically the weed bed is about sort of 50 to 60 yards, and then the gravel's behind that, so yeah, making it a little bit difficult, but hopefully we'll have a few more tonight. Right guys, this is Joe's swim, number 41. We've got a little wooden platform here. Basically, Joe is fishing one bait about 60 yards out in this sort of general area. That's on his left rod. On his right hand rod, it's probably another rod length to the right, in line with the middle set of reeds over there. That's probably about 80 yards because one rod's got a bait run and one's got a big pit, so we can hit the further distances obviously with a big pit. But yeah, fishing exactly the same rigs as me, both on leg clips. Did have a go of a helicopter, but it's going to make it difficult if these fish get in the weed, so we want to be able to get them out. So yeah, that's Joe's swim. Right guys, Joseph's had a screaming run, and it's resulted in this 12-pound mirror. Lovely fight. Probably was on there for a good 15 minutes, but Joe did well with such a soft rod and a small bait runner. Just on a 12mm TNT with a little bit of yellow pop-up foam, and rattled off just as we were starting to cook dinner. But well done, Joe. That's his first Thorpe fish. And it's now 1-1, so bring it on, Joe. There we go guys, nice sort of low double mirror, just absolutely belted off the rod on a little cut down 40mm spicy fruit pop up, fish KD style with a little shot on the hair. Absolutely brilliant, first fish of the night. So let's hope we can get some more. Lovely scaly pattern mirror, probably about 12, 13, maybe a similar size to the one before. Absolutely rattled off, still a bit careful to make sure we're not hitting the floating weed bed. We keep getting false runs off it, but basically we're just waiting a little bit longer, then they're tearing off, and then we're pulling them through a little bit of a weed bed, getting a bit of weed on the line, and it's just wiped out my other rod, but I'm happy with that, so it's a nice looking fish. So let's get back and get another one. Right, there we go guys, Joe's just had another screamer run. It's now just after 5 o'clock. Very similar size fish, maybe about sort of 12, 13. Just picked off quite short range actually. We were told that some of the bigger fish sit in short range. Fortunately, this isn't a bigger fish, but at least we picked up another one throughout the night, and hopefully we'll have a few more throughout the day, so fingers crossed. Well done, Joe. Right guys, basically it's now about 20 to 9. Nothing else till since Joe's fish earlier on. Basically, I've just had like a pick up, my bobbin's shut up to the top of the rod, it hasn't dropped back down, because that's usually an indication if it's a floating weed bed or not. And I've sort of lifted the rod, started to reel in, and then I've connected with something, felt something kicking, and eventually I've brought in probably a low double mirror. Poor old thing was carrying around this. Basically what we've got in there is 3 leads, a safe zone leader, a couple of bits of lead core, numerous rigs, and a big pile of weed. So that fish has been carrying that around God knows how long. It looks pretty new, the stuff, but basically we unhooked it and let it go. It must feel 10 times better now, but that's the problem with barbed hooks. The fish find it very, very difficult to get rid of the rigs, but they are better for the fish's mouth nowadays. They stay in and they don't move. But yeah, unfortunately that fish, fortunately for that fish, yeah, it feels a lot better now. But yeah, that's just a bit of a problem that you have with these places. People crack their rigs off and they're left trailing these around, but luckily we got it out. Just thought I'd show you that. So there you go. Right guys, so I've just finished getting myself through that big ball of weed that fish was carrying around with about, well, I'll show you. Right, first rig we come across was this. Looks like a normal leg clip setup with probably a 3-ounce zip lead on there with a safe zone leader. That was one rig it was carrying around. Next we had a very similar setup, except it was helicopter style with another zip lead, probably another 3 ounce, that's 6 ounces is probably carrying, with leg cord that was probably about this long. And finally, another one with probably another 3-ounce zip lead, and another bit of leg cord that was fished like leg clip style. So that was probably 9 ounces plus my lead on the way in. That's what, 10, 11, 12 ounces plus the weed, probably another 2 or 3 ounces, and 15 ounces of, that's almost a pound it was carrying around. So it's a very strong fish. Right guys, I thought I'd just quickly show you the rig that me and Joe have had fish on. Basically what it is start off with about a 2 or 3 foot length of leg core. I've shortened it down a little bit because we're casting a little bit further. Basically threaded on a tail rubber and obviously a leg clip, but I've just squeezed slightly, and I've spliced on a quick link, and that just sits in there snug, but it will pull out when the fish picks the hook bait up and shakes its head. 3-ounce zip lead. As I said, we're probably casting 100 yards, so need something that's going to cast nicely. Onto about 5 or 6 inches of coated braid, gravel colour, size 10 curved shank barbed, a little bit of tubing on the eye side of the hook, more towards the eye than the point, because we're fishing like a point bait and you want to make the eye light and the point heavy. And that's just a 12mm TNT, I don't know if you can see that, with a tipped off a little bit of white plastic cord, and that just sits up like that. Let me just show you. It sits up like that off the bottom, the hook lays flat, and it sits like that on the bottom. And basically what I'll do is I'll show you quickly. Thread on a little PBA stick I've just made up, just some bits of ground bait basically. Got little bits of corn and all little bits ground up steamies in there. Just pull that through. Pull the hook up inside like that. There's the rig. Just clip that back on. Pull the leg clip back down and it sort of covers it. It won't be able to get back off. Yeah, let's whack that out about 100 yards and hopefully have another one. Right guys, basically because we've got such a bad crosswind today and we're casting quite far, basically I'm leaving my rods in the water with tips under the water for like 2 minutes before I actually put the rod on the buzzer, so make sure the line's sunk. I'm using casting line, distance casting line. It's very thin for its breakage strain, but obviously it's very light, so it doesn't sink very well, so I'm just letting it sink down. And I've decided not to put PVA sticks on because the fish has started showing slightly longer range, and it lets me get an extra 20 yards on my cast. And I've upped the size of lead as well. I'm now 3.5 ounce. So yeah, hopefully might be able to pick one off that gravel bar, because we seem to, I think basically what happens is it shelves down to about 9 foot in front of us, about 2 rod lengths out, shelves back up to a small bar where the weed is, it's probably only about 5 or 6 foot, shelves back down and back up again, and the main gravel bar that clearly illustrates the weed problem that we seem to be having. That's really cool that shows that. Basically the bobbin lifts right up to the top and drop back down. I think we've got a floating weed bed. It's where my line's laying on top of it. So yeah, basically the main gravel bar seems to be weedless because it's slightly deeper, and that's where we put big baits. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll get one. Right, little rundown which just happened. Just had an absolute one tone on my right hand rod. Just at about 90 yards, I'd say. And got a fish on just on a single hook bait. I'm not sure whether this is on the pop-up or the 12mm TNT. You can see you've got a lot of weed on the line. Making it difficult, it's like trying to fish, it's like trying to reel in a zebra. Right, there we go guys, a mid double mirror, lovely scaly pattern again. Right hand rod, as you saw, just ripped off. On the 12mm TNT, tipped off a little bit of white plastic cord. Probably only got, it's going to flip, probably only got a couple of hours left, so hopefully we'll be able to bag Joe one, and I wouldn't mind if we had a few more, so yeah, let's get the rod back out, and there we go. Right, there we go guys, small little mirror again, just on the right hand rod, absolutely ripped off, just on the TNT, tipped off a little bit of cord, 12mm, just cast it, shown fish really, about 90 yards, single hook bait, so absolutely doing the business. So yeah, I think we're going to have to start packing up now, but yeah, pleased with that.
So I call my friend Johnny. I said to him, Johnny, the ham to got